Today, we are talking about self love. And one thing that I want to just sort of put out there up front is that oftentimes we think that these things have to be really big. These things have to be really, grand gestures, so to speak. And what I want to remind you about is that it really can be small steps, small actions. They add up. So we don't necessarily give ourselves enough credit for the little things we're doing. We're always looking for these big things. So for some people, self love or like self care is this idea of um, having to have a whole day to yourself, and you have to take a bath and get a massage and have a manicure and a pedicure or get your hair done or spend a night out with your friends or all of these things. And while that's all great, those are all things that are helpful. You don't have to go that big. We can kind of that go big or go home mentality. So what I want to talk with you about today is really to make a list of things that you enjoy doing and things that make you feel good, things that make you smile, things that bring you joy, things that can help you feel better when you're feeling stressed, when you're feeling overwhelmed. And this list becomes kind of a toolbox of sorts that we can turn to when we want to show ourselves some love and kindness. So when we have a few moments or we need to reset, these things, this list, this toolbox, kind of becomes our go-to place to help us navigate different challenges and obstacles. So I want to explore what this can look like and remind you that this is your journey. This is up to you to decide. Only you can pick what goes on your list. I can give you ideas, but what works for me may not work for you, and what works for you may not work for me. So let's kind of explore creating this toolbox. So these are some ideas. Another thing to note is that you don't have to do everything on this list. So sometimes people think, I've made this list and now I need to do all the things every day. And usually, A, that's not attainable, and B, that makes us more stressed out, and C, we end up feeling even more behind or more overwhelmed by thinking about that. So this is just meant for you to be able to turn to and decide what you need at that moment. So some days you might need movement. You might need to go outside. You might need to sit and read or have some tea or take a bath or just breathe. You get to pick. Okay? So here are some things to consider. Thinking about your morning. So a lot of people that I talk to, a lot of people that I work with feel stressed out before they even get out of bed. And if you've been around a while, you know that that was me. I would wake up with my mind racing of all the things I had to do. And I would stay in bed longer than I probably should have because I was really just so stressed out and trying to avoid the day. So instead of rushing through that morning, think about how you can give yourself some love and some kindness right away to start your day. So some examples, taking a few deep breaths and setting positive intentions for the day. So before you even get out of bed, you can take a few deep breaths. You could say some affirmations and give yourself that positive, today I'm going to fill in the blank before you even get out of bed. Enjoying a nourishing breakfast mindfully. So again, if we're thinking about our day, sometimes we get stressed out or sometimes we get frustrated later in the day because we actually didn't give ourselves what we needed in the morning. And doing that without distractions, setting the tone for the day that, okay, I'm not going to be scrolling my phone while I have breakfast, or I'm going to make sure I'm talking with my partner or my children while we're starting our day, setting that tone that this is what we want to do today. Affirming yourselves, I kind of mentioned that with positive statements. So a great idea, and this actually came up in the Facebook group, was putting a sticky note on the mirror for everyone to see it, or using like the glass markers for everyone to see, like, today is going to be a great day. Today is going to be amazing. I am enough. I am awesome. Then everyone's seeing that. Everyone is starting the day out with that positive mindset. Doing a short meditation. Again, this could be before you get out of bed. This could be like after kids go to school. This could be, as you get to work and you're just walking into your office, you can be clearing your mind and making space for what's coming. Enjoying your coffee or tea and journaling, sort of, again, processing what's coming. We think about our to-do lists, and if we think about it with intention and how we want to show up, then a lot of times it makes it easier. One thing that I would probably add is that diffusing some essential oils and setting the mood. So one of the things that I like to do is have like peppermint or orange and really kind of feel that energy and that positive aroma, and then that just sets it up for everyone in the house. So that's kind of your morning. Those are just some ideas for morning. You can add to that. Then throughout the day, find ways to be mindful and present. So others also call these mindful moments. So where can you find some areas in your day to have these little breaks of mindfulness? So taking short breaks to stretch, to breathe, to appreciate nature. You have a moment to go outside, or maybe you have a window you can go to and just open it. You could take in what's happening outside, doing some breathing, walking around your office for a second, doing some stretching. There's some great options that are good for, being at an office or being at work. There's chair yoga. Like, take a few minutes and just do these things. Noticing your thoughts without judgment. So if you start to go down the spiral of, I'm so busy, I can't get it all done, how am I going to finish this, I'm a failure, or something happened and people are stressing you out and there's these other situations that you can't control, we start to get this sort of panicked feeling about us. And so thinking through those things, not having any judgment around them, and just being able to release all of that. Usually what happens is we carry it with us, and then we get home, or we leave our workspace, or we leave these challenging things, and it all comes out, right? So being able to sort of process that and not take it all with us and carry it on our shoulders. Practicing gratitude for small things. So throughout the day, you could have a little journal, or you could use your phone and put it in your notes that these are things that are happening, or these are things that I'm grateful for. And again, it kind of flips that switch of going down the negative spiraling and seeing the good even when things might be hard. Another thing you can be doing throughout the day is acts of kindness. And this goes for others and for ourselves. So sending a message to somebody, whether it's on social media, a text, actually writing them a note or sending a card. These things are easy to do and make us smile and make the recipient smile. Usually they're like, oh, this person thought about me. That is amazing. And then sometimes that's reciprocated and we get some sort of unexpected message from someone, and it makes us happy. We're connecting, we're building relationships. Holding the door for someone, helping someone with their shopping cart, any of these things that are really so simple, but we get in such this like tunnel vision, blinders on, I need to get from here to here and no distractions. And while that's true, like sometimes we can just do something nice for someone else and it takes a few seconds. It makes them feel better. It makes them feel like they're noticed. And then if it happens for us, we feel noticed and we feel better. And we think, oh, that person was really kind today. And so that goes for like volunteering, helping your neighbor, just reaching out and saying, is there something I can do for you? Because we live in a society that we don't ask for help. We don't reach out to each other and say, hey, I'm really struggling with this, or I need something XYZ. I can't get here. Could you go get that? Like running to the store for something, or helping someone if they're facing some challenges, any of those things. And that goes for ourselves. So being able to extend those same things for ourselves, stopping for a cup of coffee and just enjoying it instead of feeling rushed. Maybe it's stopping after work or over your lunch break and going for a walk, or doing something that is just like fills your cup a little bit. And then moving through that into our evening. So prioritizing yourself in the evening sometimes feels hard. We have extracurricular activities, we have other obligations, we have chores. We maybe are bringing work home with us, or we work from home. And so what can we do to sort of wind down in a way that helps us feel better? So unplugging from screens and light, like we aren't meant to have light all the time. Our brains scientifically used to function with the sun, with the daylight. But by introducing technology, electricity, it's really hard to sort of shut down. So we need to be intentional and be mindful of kind of turning these things off so that our brain has time to wind down. Reading a book, taking a bath, again, some gentle yoga or some stretching that helps your body release some tension so you feel better before bedtime. Reflecting on positive moments of the day, so you could revisit that gratitude list. You could make a new gratitude list. You could go to bed with those things in your head of how thankful you are for whatever happened that day. Doing a meditation for relaxation. So setting yourself up, giving your brain those triggers that it's time to start relaxing. It's time to start winding down. So these are just some ideas, again, for you. Self-love, this idea of self-love and self-care, it isn't about perfection. Every day is not going to go exactly how you hoped it would. There will be days where sometimes you're like, I did nothing for myself today. And you know what? That's okay. But showing up for yourself consistently. So trying to find ways that you can do things for yourself on a regular basis will add up. So embrace these small actions. Make your toolbox. If you need help, reach out. Nurture your own well-being, because really when we feel better overall, we feel better about ourselves, we feel better about our relationships, we feel better about all the things happening in our lives, and that shows up to other people, and that gives other people the permission to do it too, right? Like sometimes we just need to see that it's okay to do this for yourself. And so I'm giving you permission, and I encourage you to do this. And again, if you're struggling or you're really finding it challenging, I am here to help.